The I think is, as already stated, an empirical proposition and contains within itself the proposition I exist. But I cannot say everything which thinks exists, for in that case, the property of thought would render all beings which possess it necessary beings. My existence cannot therefore be regarded as an inference from the proposition I think, as Descartes sought to contend, for it would then have to be preceded by the major premise everything which thinks exists, but is identical with it. The I think expresses an indeterminate empirical intuition, i.e., perception, and thus shows that sensation, which as such belongs to sensibility, lies at the basis of this existential proposition. But the I think precedes the experience which is required to determine the object of perception through the category in respect of time. And the existence here referred to is not a category. The category as such does not apply to an indeterminately given object, but only to one of which we have a concept, and about which we seek to know whether it does or does not exist outside the concept. An indeterminate perception here signifies only something real that is given indeed to thought in general, and so not as appearance, nor as thing in itself, noumenon, but as something which actually exists, and which in the proposition I think is denoted as such. For it must be observed that when I have called the proposition I think an empirical proposition, I do not mean to say thereby that the I in this proposition is an empirical representation. On the contrary, it is purely intellectual, because belonging to thought in general. Without some empirical representation to supply the material for thought, the actus I think would not indeed take place. But the empirical is only the condition of the application, or of the employment, of the pure intellectual faculty. Immanuel Kant, Critique of Pure Reason, B. 423 N.